What's up guys, welcome back. TCG Metagame breakdown again, pre-circuit break. So you know circuit break will be released next weekend, so there are, at least that said, will definitely shake up the format with the release of the new Spiral Link monster. But first of all, and then we have this visualization, you know, this pie chart. But again, yeah, of course, all the decks, etc. that will be shown here in the video, also this pie chart, all the links to all their Facebook pages will be in the video description. Shout out to everyone, too much to name here, but again, props to all these people for, you know, their hard work, for the deck lists, etc. So this visual, yeah, pie chart, right? Let's just call it like that. You know, take it with a grain of salt. The current TCG format, I believe, and that's why I took this picture, is I think it definitely resembles the current TCG format, the current TCG metagame, with, you know, both True Draco and Pendulum Magicians being pretty much the best decks of the current TCG format. But of course, there might be like a slight variation between both these decks, you know, depending on which tournament. And of course, yeah, which TCG yeah, continent, right? Europe / America. There's always like differences between both these, you know, TCG formats. Pendulum Magicians might be a bit closer, or maybe even more represented compared to True Draco. And of course, both these decks are of course followed by Paleozoics, but let's not forget that Tricksters and ABCs are definitely still very strong. I have a couple of those lists ready, and to my surprise, Blue Eyes still holds up. A couple of Blue Eyes lists also have ready, couple of tops from past couple of weeks, so that's like last weekend and the weekend before that. So pretty much, yeah, like the new TCG format, but again, pre-circuit break. As for the lists, again, all props to everyone. Again, I will leave the links in the video description. First of all, let's take a look at the most recent ARG. I believe the top two, so the finalists, were both playing Pendulum Magicians. I believe a very similar list. Both decided to main deck Wavering Eyes. Again, quite important, but you know how it goes, right? It's not really too great anymore with, you know, going into Link format, but still quite important card against the mirror match. And still get your engine going, get a search, and fill up your extra deck. But yeah, outside of that, nothing too spectacular, I believe, at least for this first place deck list. As well for the second place deck list, I believe the top 4 were all Pendulum Magicians, if I'm not mistaken. The top 8 have other lists ready, was also True Draco, ABCs as well, and Tricksters, if I'm not mistaken. But as for both these Pendulum Magicians lists, nothing too spectacular, right? As for the top 8, again, Kelvin Tahan. I believe he also topped the, was it the UDS? Was it 1 or 2 weeks ago? Also with, you know, ABCs featuring True Dracos. Again, a very strong and especially a very consistent deck, only running the 6 ABC monsters, but I'm not really sure if this is the exact same list as he played like a couple of weeks ago at the UDS, but also have like a couple of ABC tops ready from other tournaments. So the deck is definitely quite a strong contender. If we, you know, take into account like within the next couple of weeks, we have YCS London at the end of October. So ABC True Draco is definitely one of those decks that you have to keep track of, right? And then I believe we also indeed have like a Paleozoic list. He was not running the Spellbook Engine top 8 again by Harvey Law. Hope I pronounced that right. Also main decking Triple Unending Nightmare and Triple Dimensional Barrier as well, but no Spellbook Engine. But you know, Master Boy definitely gave this deck a big boost. Then we also have like a True Draco list, also main decking Anti-Spell Fragrance. Again, this card quite crucial, especially now with, you know, the rise of Pendulum Magicians. A lot of people are either main decking in case of True Draco, or, you know, side decking Anti-Spell Fragrance, especially for the Pendulum Magician matchup, and of course other matchups as well. But you know, the Pendulum Magician matchup is of course much more important. And then we also have a Trickster build, all the Trickster deck lists ready, but here especially for the ARG from, I believe it was past weekend. Joe Bogley, again, a very familiar, well-known player, main decking Triple Honest. You know, Honest was put back to 3 in the most recent TCG list. A Triple Scapegoat, very interesting, something we saw in the OCG as well. Triple Scapegoat being main decked in like Tricksters or, you know, invoked Wind Witch builds to instantly go for your huge Link spam monsters. But okay, the Triple Draw and Lockbird, very important. Maybe, you know, Spirals at least the Spiral Link monster will be released soon, like next week. So Spirals, at least main decking and or side decking Droll and Logbird will be quite crucial. That's it for the ARG. Then for the LLDS, I believe this tournament was held, I believe 2 weeks ago. The first place was Max from Neverzeel. I believe this name might ring a bell. He's the current Dutch national champion, so the current national champion of the Netherlands. He ended up first place. He also has like a couple of YCS tops. I believe his biggest YCS top also Leipzig, top 4 with Insectors 2012. But still, first place Invoked and double BLS. That's something we are not really seeing in today's TCG metagame. You know, BLS being main deck, let alone being main decked at the 2, so quite a nifty deck list here. Triple Ghost Ash or Ash Blossom in the main deck, triple Gofu as well, triple Scapegoat, yeah, definitely very interesting pick here. So first place by Max. Second place, LLDS, same tournament. We have True Dragos, nothing too spectacular, no extra deck. Also main decking the Monarchs Erupt, but again, nothing too spectacular. Also an ABC deck list. He decided to play the double Winter Cherries in the main deck, but again, outside of that, nothing too spectacular. Leonidas, DD Leonidas indeed in the extra deck. Again, something like Chainburn, right? But outside of that, this is fine, not main, at least, yeah, indeed, very similar to Kelvin Tahan's list, right? A couple of changes, but still, True Draco ABC, definitely a deck to, you know, consider going into like a big tournament, like YCS London within the next couple of weeks. And you probably already have seen this list. It was, at least it has been popping up on social media past couple of weeks by this list. Top 4 Zoodiacs by Youri himself. Again, shout out to Youri Lansman, also for getting most of the lists here from both Belgium and the Netherlands. Top 4 also main decking, is it Rocket Hands? I believe that's the correct TCG name. But you know, Zoodiac, I believe, going into like a huge tournament, this list, or at least Zoodiacs, I don't think it's a smart choice, right? It's an okay deck, but still, I don't think it's that powerful to, you know, maintain like a 12-round bigger tournament. This tournament, this LLDS only had like 25 people, so that's not a lot of hand traps, a lot of traps. That's pretty much how Zoodiacs are being played, right? A lot of traps and like the small Zoodiac core, but nonetheless, props for getting top 4. Another LLDS was past weekend indeed in the Netherlands as well, in Zoetermeer. Was won by Raphael Neven from CCG. Again, that name might ring a bell. A couple of YCS tops as well. Also former Dutch national champion. He won the event with Paleozoics, also spellbooks in the main deck. So quite nifty, quite interesting. Again, first place. Top 4 Spirals. Pre-circuit break, so no Spiral Link monster just yet. And still, Spirals with, or at least without the Spiral Double Helix, can still top, or are still able to top, so that already tells how powerful Spirals are now, and definitely are going to be very soon. But here in this case, Bruce was able to top 4 this event. And last, also we have also top 4 from the same tournament, LLDS. We have Joshua Olsters, also familiar name here, also CCG player with this 60 card Infernoid list. He was able to, top 4 this LLDS, and I believe the day before or the weekend before in an regionals or an LLDS tournament in Cologne with about 188 people. He was able to end, and let me double check, I believe going 3rd place, yeah, 3rd place as well, at least ending also top 4. So again, 188 people, Infernoids, that's not something we see, right? But again, triples charge of the Light Brigade definitely helps in a 60 card deck. Yeah, anyway. Then a couple of random lists. Again, another Spiral top here for New Zealand. Very similar list, right? With triple Instant Fusion, triple Gofu. Definitely somewhat staple cards pre-double Helix, right? One Spiral tough in the main deck. But again, Spiral top list. Here, this is an interesting list of Austria, the first place of the winner. Was it like win a flight to YCS London? I believe this list is from 2 weeks ago. Interesting hybrid. First of all, my first thoughts about this, I was like, what's the addition, right, of Tricksters with True Dracos, and then yeah, with the trap maybe, you know, Reincarnation disrupting your opponent's place, and you know, Reincarnation's graveyard effect to possibly reborn like a Trickster monster, providing fodder for your True Draco monsters. So, okay, very interesting first place like regionals in Austria. A couple of Blue Eyes lists. Again, this was, let me double check. First place at an LLDS in Italy, Blue Eyes. Nothing too spectacular, I believe. Very standard, making the one effect fail or searchable off of Sage. But outside of that, yeah, triple trade-in, side-taking the anti-spell of Fragrance. But props to him getting first place with Blue Eyes. Here also another Blue Eyes list, second place at the regionals in Berlin. Very similar, although this player decided to main deck a couple of traps, triple dimensional barrier as well. But still, I believe nothing too spectacular. So second place at the regionals in Berlin here, Blue Eyes. Top 8, we have World Chalice, making Exodius as well. And yeah, again, nothing too spectacular, I believe. Quite standard for World Chalice with, you know, the Waterfront, the Kaiju Field Spell, Brilliant Fusion as well, Venus also. The one of DD Crow teched, quite interesting. And then next, yeah, we have the, yeah, I would have called it Demise deck a couple of years ago, but, okay, yeah, fine. I believe this was a top 4 in an LLDS in Groningen, which is also in the Netherlands, so props to him from getting top 4 with this deck. 5th place here, Paleozoics again, also 4th place here with a 60 card Paleo list. Again, nothing too spectacular, so I'm not going to like go into depth. We know how Paleozoics work, right? Here we also have a Trickster list. First place Trickster list from, I believe, an LLDS with the side deck as well. Here we have also a second place list. Finally, a Lightsworn list with zombies as well. Triple Charge definitely helps out. Only double Gofu, but again, Fairy Tail Snow, very powerful card. Small zombie engine, also the Predaplant engine. High risk, high reward, I guess. But yeah, if it goes through, immediately searching out your Brilliant Fusion can definitely be very important. First place Mexico here, True Draco. Again, very standard-ish build, right? Also first place here at an LLDS in France. A small village, not really sure where it was in France. First place True Draco. So another first place True Draco spellbook list. Again, fairly standard, right? No reason to go into full detail. And last, also have another LLDS Pendulum Magician list. First place again, but Triple Desires still in the main deck. Also Triple Wavering Eyes. What can you expect, right? And last, you know, Circuit Break will be revealed next week. There were a lot of leaks last week, right? And we saw that cards like the Spiral Link Monster Double Helix is not going to be a secret rare, but it's going to be an ultra rare. So not that expensive, but you know, spirals are definitely going to have a huge impact on the format. But still, for the YCS London end of October, Tri-Gate Wizard will not be legal, or at least we won't have it by then. So that's something to keep in mind. But still, spirals are definitely very strong. A very strong contender going into the new format, so you definitely have to either main deck or side deck against it. Same for Struggling Battle, that's going to be a secret rare and might be somewhat of the expensive cards of the set. We saw in the OCG that Struggling Battle was quite popular the early weeks when it was released, but kind of faded away, but still a very strong card to, you know, get rid of your opponent's established fields. Quite crucial against spirals, True Dracos, etc. So this again might be a card to, you know, pick up during the sneak peek next week. And last, one of the most important cards as well is the Bagushka. Yeah, quite standard rank 4 Exceed, right? For pretty much every deck that can put out a rank 4 Exceed play. Okay. I'm looking forward to the new Circuit Break list and new Circuit Break metagame. Definitely expect an update post next weekend. So next weekend with, you know, the new Spiral card released. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching and feel free to leave a comment or a like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.